As usual, let's first start off with talking about the deck. The deck is made up of bamboo and fiberglass with 3mm foam grip tape, and the actual deck material itself is pretty damn thick compared to any other boosted style board I've seen. The board itself is right under 23 pounds and the max load is 330 pounds. The flex on this deck is incredible. It is very flexy and yet very durable. Like I said, it's very thick. It's not like the traditional Backfire Zealot or the Zealot S. This has this durable thickness kind of feeling to it when you're actually bouncing on it, and you know it's going to be incredibly comfortable while you're riding, because it does have that comfortable feel like the Backfire Zealot has that I absolutely love. But this has the foam grip tape, and I think the material itself of the deck is thicker, so it is more comfortable, especially for your bigger riders. It's also 10 inches in width and 39 inches in length. The concave is nice, it's mellow, yet it's there just like any other boosted style board. It'll keep your feet planted so you don't have to look down. It'll keep you in tune for carving and stability. Now, just like their other boards, they come with this front and rear bash guard. So just in case your board hits something, it'll protect the actual edges of the deck. So right here, you'll see the board hit this trash can and it actually breaks the rust off the trash can instead of damaging the actual deck. Another reason why I like these bash guards is when I have a boosted style board that's not too heavy, I treat it like a traditional longboard, so I twirl it around and give it a rolling start. So that's another way they protect the deck. As for the trucks, Tynee is utilizing 9.5-inch forged CNC reverse kingpin trucks. Now, I'm just not a huge fan of reverse kingpin trucks in general, but I don't have any complaints about them. They have a good middle ground of stability with carvability, but I will always prefer traditional kingpin trucks or double kingpin trucks over reverse kingpin trucks, but that's just my personal preference. As for the wheels, Tynee decided to make their own boosted style clone wheel. It's 105mm by 65mm in contact patch and 72A durometer. As we all know, this is a copycat of the boosted 105s, which kind of gives you the best of both worlds: range, speed, comfort, and grip.
Bad road test, here we go. Nice, easily takes it. Woo! That got bad and it still took it. Woo! More bad road test. Woo! Bro, these wheels are great. With the flex deck. How bad this road is. Woo!
As for the motors, Tynee is utilizing a belt drive system. Each motor is 3,000 watts and it has plenty of power for a boosted style board. I actually don't know any other boosted style board that has 3,000 watt motors. Now, what's powering those motors is the Hobbywing new 7.0 9028 ESC. Now, not only does this have the auto on and auto off feature, which Hobbywing is known for, but it also has a custom app that you can download on your phone. With this app, you can customize your board to your liking, and it also has GPS tracking. I'll also never get sick of the standard Hobbywing remote. It has all the data you need: the trip, the total miles, the battery meter for the remote, the battery meter for the board, your speed modes, and of course your speedometer. Now, if you double click the bottom button, you'll go in reverse and you can see the arrow pointing down. So hit the throttle and you'll see the board go in reverse. Double click it again, it'll go in forward, hit the throttle, and the board will go forward. Then if you triple click that same button, you can switch from kilometers to miles per hour. This is much easier than repairing the entire board to the remote.
Okay guys, here we go. Acceleration test. Speed mode 4, full battery. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. Pretty good. Just as expected. I give it a 7.5 for its price point. Okay, giant hill test. Same hill we always use. Tynee Ultra X. I'm thinking this will climb up at about 22 miles per hour or so. Speed mode 4. Pretty much a full battery. Took me about 2.2 miles to get here. Let's see how she does. .6 miles per hour up the hill. Very, very good. Good job, Tynee. Okay, guys, here we go. Top speed test. Let's do it. Oh, wow. Oh, whoa, this is fast. Ooh, slid off a little bit. Damn. Wow, this thing's faster than I thought. Either that or I haven't been on a board in a while. 33.2 miles per hour. Yo, that's kind of crazy for this board. What in the world? And I think they're still using 40T pulleys. It's not even like 32T or anything like that. If you want even higher top speed, you do 32 or 36T pulleys. All right, let's try that mid-range power. Let's do 20 miles per hour, then punch it. All right, 1, 2, 3, punch it. Nice. Nice. Woo! Going up a hill now. Tackling this hill. This thing is fast and powerful, man. I'm rocking up a hill right now. Woo! All right, let's do a braking test at 15 miles per hour. 1, 2, 3, brake. Ooh. Very good. No complaints.
As for the battery, Tynee is utilizing a 14S 2P Molicel P42A 423 watt-hour battery. As for range, I'm a 155-pound rider, and the temperature was about 39 degrees Fahrenheit outside. I was riding the board in speed mode 3 about 50% of the time. The other 50% of the time, I was riding in speed mode 4. I wasn't really pushing it that hard. I hit a couple hills, nothing crazy. I got a total range of 13.3 miles with the Ultra X Pro. Now, just like the Explorer and the Tynee Mini Pro 3, the range from their website to the realistic range is not even close. Which brings me to my next topic. A few things worth mentioning. When I got this board, just like a lot of other China-based boards, a lot of these belts are super tight. When they put these boards together, they use power tools and they don't quite check small things like this. This will take a hit on your range, so I always suggest checking the belts before you ride the board like I did. Next is bearings. I don't know why every China-based company uses these basic cheap bearings. They don't have built-in spacers. They don't have built-in speed rings. It's a very low cost to use a much better quality bearing like the ones all the way to the left like Evolve and the ones all the way to the right like Radical from Amazon. So this separate little gold ring that sits on the base of the truck and sits at the edge of the wheel acts as a speed ring. But if these China-based companies invest in better bearings with built-in speed rings and built-in spacers, it'll be such a small investment, but yet worth it. They also use power tools when they build these boards. So if you try to do a free roll test, you realize that the free roll isn't great. That's because they're using a power tool and they put it on too tight. Just back it out a little bit and you'll notice your free roll being so much better. Again, something small, worth mentioning, easy fix. I just wish China-based companies would listen to this kind of stuff. Now this is the first boosted style production board I've seen that is compatible with an all-terrain setup. Now I didn't get Tynee's kit, so I decided to try to do it myself, and I couldn't. If you notice, the base of the axle is chunky, just like the Backfire trucks. So if you notice on the left side, that is a meepo all-terrain pulley. As you can see, the bearing hole isn't quite as big as the standard hole that's in the 40T pulley that comes with the board. So if you go back, you notice in that picture with the pulley, the bearing is quite large for an all-terrain pulley. So if you want to use all-terrain, you have to actually utilize Tynee's all-terrain kit for this particular board. The charger for this board is a 2 amp charger. It's not terrible, but I wish it was a 3.5, maybe 4 amp charger. The gasket that's in between the deck and the battery enclosure is quite thick, and you can tell it's good quality and very durable. Same thing goes for the ESC. The gasket's very thick, looks very durable, and I haven't heard of anybody on any forums having any water damage on their Tynee board. The board was packaged up very nice, no complaints there. Doesn't move during transit, because if a board moves during transit, it can get damaged. Comes with a thank you letter, extra belts, charger for the remote, charger for the board, and all kinds of tools and bolts. What's also fantastic is if you live in the USA, you'll get this board anywhere from 2 to 6 business days. I got mine in 4. Final thoughts. Now, if you are a bigger rider, or you're just a rider that wants a boosted style board that is extremely comfortable with 105 wheels, that has the fastest top speed in its class, and comes like that out of the box from the manufacturer, then I think this is a good choice. The flex deck along with these 105 wheels is just the most comfortable boosted style board I've ever ridden out of the box. Tynee is very well known in the Eastgate community and has great customer service. Now I think the only boosted style production board that compares to this in its price range is the Backfire S2. However, the Backfire S2 is a little bit more expensive, has a little less battery capacity, comes at 96mm hard 80A wheels when the Tynee has 105mm 72A wheels. This has higher top speed as well, has a much flexier deck, which makes it much more comfortable. It also uses higher quality battery cells. It also has larger motors than the Backfire S2, and the Backfire S2 does not use added grip tape. The Tynee Ultra X Pro also can utilize all-terrain wheels and is also a little bit cheaper. The max load of the S2 is 265 pounds, whereas the Tynee Ultra Pro is 330 pounds. If you want more acceleration with the Tynee Ultra Pro, you can utilize smaller wheels. And if you want to gain even more top speed, you can utilize smaller pulleys. Discount code and links in the description. Thank you for watching, guys. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Have a good one, guys.